In terms of my English learning journey, I started it at the age of 19 when I cleared my 12th and got rejected in an interview simply because I lacked the proficiency in English and had poor communication skills. There, in interview, that HR asked me questions in English and expected me to respond in the same language. But unfortunately, I couldn't. After that incident, that was the reality check for me actually. I got to know that where do I stand in my life. I understood it thoroughly that if I really want to achieve something, my goals, if I really want to achieve something, then I must be willing to match my ambitions with my actions. I must commit to the work which my goals require. Prior to that, if I talk about my academics, I was one of the students in my class who used to perform well in most subjects. But the only thing which I was lacking that was English. I didn't know how to learn English, how to read English, how to understand English properly. But there was one thing for which I became absolutely sure about. And I didn't know why and how it took me a lot of time to realize this single thing. But one day, I just finally sat with myself and thought, if I truly want to speak English confidently, then reading and writing along won't take me so far. I have to start listening actively and speaking regularly. Neither I am from English medium school nor I joined any institute for learning English, and at that time I couldn't ask for money from my father. He was already doing everything that he could. He was investing a significant amount of money to get me study in school, college and tuitions. And now when my time has come to prove myself, I couldn't imagine myself asking money for an institute. And one major thing that I know about Indian traditional coaching institutes, they obviously all the time focus on grammar, and this is something which I am talking about past in back in 2019, because things were not that much developed at that time. If I talk about the current situation, things have definitely taken a turn. A new wave of tutors is emerging. Tutors who themselves have struggled with the traditional method of learning grammar, they have gone through the rigid system. That is why now, as an English guider, or as I also provide a English learning course, so now I can say that we strive to break the cycle. We understand that fluency doesn't come from memorizing rules alone. So we focus on practical uses of English, real life communication. In short, if I tell you, we are not trying to repeat the same mistakes. We are learning from the past to change the future. But still, somehow, back in 2019, I had a smartphone at our home. There, I started consuming English content and I started finding applications where I can do my English speaking practice for free. And I found an application named CV Speakify. There, I used to get around 30 minutes each day for speaking English practice. So I used to come on terrace in this room for practicing because I was scared of speaking in front of my family. Some kind of embarrassment I had that time. So yeah, I will say that yes, I was also blank in the starting. My mind was also completely blank at the time. But still, I wrote a few questions. So in between conversation, I don't feel blank. If there is nothing to speak or in between awkward silence, I can simply pick up the list of the questions and I can ask questions to the other person to break the ice in a conversation. And communicating with people, that was a very amazing experience because as an introvert coming from a very small town, and communicating with people across the country. That was a really great technology for me. I was communicating with people who are from Kerala, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Hyderabad, MP, UP, Bihar, Punjab, and many more states. And this is where my career had started. From learning English to teaching English. A person who has seen struggles, obstacles in learning English, only that person can understand which kind of joy I was getting when I used to communicate with strangers on such applications. You can say my practice has changed into a passion. It has become a lifelong hobby itself. Like if I got a few minutes free, if I am sitting idle, I wouldn't waste those minutes in scrolling. I would prefer to use any application to speak English, and I will have a conversation with ChatGPT. See, the ball is in your court. At the end, you have to work on it. Don't stay in this illusion that after getting out from the university, you will get a job. No. When you will go for an interview, there you will realize that along with technical skills and a degree, the company expect you to good at English and communication skills. Now here we can't blame the university that they didn't give you these skills. They promised you to give a degree, so they gave that. You have to understand that once company can compromise on technical skills, on tech skills, they are ready to teach you once you join the company, but they are not going to compromise with your soft skills, with English fluency and communication skills. And once somehow you join the company from someone's preference, still every day you will lack the communication skills and English fluency. Every day will be a burden on you. I have a few students in my classes who are working in a corporate sector, taking classes from me. There they experience like they are communicating with foreign clients, still lacking communication skills. That time they feel so helpless and feel like quitting the job. They told me this kind of experience. Just imagine, you just have to imagine right now, just once imagine this, the job for which you always dreamed, and fortunately you got that job, but still not able to enjoy that job because of this English fluency. So at last, what was the purpose of telling the whole story? I am giving this lecture. What was my purpose? Just because I want to clear this one thing which you guys always ask, that when will I speak English fluently? How can I tell you? How anybody else can? It depends on you only. That how much time you dedicate to speak this language, it's up to you only. Tutors can show you the path, but at the end, like, you have to walk on that path. Yes, maybe I'm saying this very straightforwardly, but unlike other tutors, teachers, people who guide learners to learn this language, I don't want you to stay in this illusion. I don't want you to butter. No matter how much money you are spending, joining expensive institute, taking courses, but if you are not putting your efforts, nothing will happen. You will just wait for fluency and fluency will never come. So start taking actions. Actions which you are already familiar, which you already know. There is nothing new in the process. Yeah, the process is same. Read, write, listen and speak. The process is same. But the one thing which you can adopt, that is consistency. Okay? Consistency will be the new thing in this process for you. Otherwise, everything is same.